My name's Maureen Coleman. Welcome. It's really good to see you. Thank you for coming to a conference designed to make a difference, not just to the NET community in Canada and the US, but to the entire NET community worldwide. We are a community without borders, really. CNETs without borders. We have a proclamation that we're going to unveil sometime this morning, which is a worldwide NET Cancer Community Declaration designed for a special occasion on November 10th. And a World NET Cancer website is going to open next month. I think it's next month. Thank you to our patient community for being here and our caregiver community. And thank you to our physician community who've come here from 6 different countries. Some people here have come to this conference despite all kinds of situations at home. They've moved heaven and earth to be here, and we are so touched. Thank you to our sponsors. Our sponsors are Novartis, Ipsen, ISI, Pfizer, Covidian, Sirtex, and Draximage. Thank you so much for sponsoring our conference. Thank you to key people who are here, the writers of the Canadian Cancer Encyclopedia who are writing the chapter on NETs. Thank you to, we've got a regulator here. Thank you to the spouses of patients who passed away who are helping us. Thank you for all our volunteers. We've got many volunteers here from Vancouver and around North America. Thank you to Don Bell, Member of Parliament, former Member of Parliament, who came to our advocacy session yesterday and will be here at lunch today. He is the person who put forward the Rare Disorders Bill, which got passed initially, passed first reading and second reading, but because of a general election, did not become law. That's going to be revived. Thank you to Evelyn Lowen for playing the harp last night. And now I'm going to introduce Jim Cormus, Vice President of CNETs Canada.
Good morning and welcome. It is said that cancer affects us all, whether we have the disease, have had it, care about someone with it, or worry about getting it ourselves. It follows that risks unacceptable to our NET patient community include insufficient funding, multiple jurisdictions, and from the patient's experience, how best to access the medical care we need. Funding is needed to cover research and operating costs, as well as ongoing investments to sustain and grow the program to meet the increasing need and demand. The move towards a global conversation holds promise for much-needed cooperation and collaboration, both nationally and internationally. And for patients, opportunities for an increased understanding of factors to evaluate in choosing among options for the management of advanced NET disease and monitoring the outcomes. In addition, and from the patient's experience, leadership and communication between and amongst the continuum of medical people who manage our care is vital both to quality and extension of our lives. Each of these will be visited and revisited in different forms during our time together. From our welcome page in your binder, you know CNET's mission and vision. And the conference program in the front folder sets out our learning objectives for this symposium. We encourage you to think of your conference not as an event, but as a foundation for building and acting on what you already know and understand. Specific issues, problems, or challenges needing remedies will be reflected throughout today and tomorrow and Sunday, and others will emerge from yet further conversation and reflection. Implications will surface for behaviors that we need to influence change, promote, or advance, not only in ourselves, but in our circles of work and life. We do know that to generate long-term beneficial change, individually, collectively, and collaboratively, people must act on their insights and new ideas. One definition of an effective conference is that participants and presenters alike find or create new ideas and then act on them after the event. Said differently, one shared goal is improved outcomes for our net community. So we ask you to think how you will participate. You can start with, why am I here? Or what do I want to accomplish during this conference? Answers to these can help each of us set objectives for our own personal involvement. Despite the diverse membership of our conference participants and presenters, from clinical staff across a wide range of specialties and multiple stakeholders to those involved in more fundamental research, we may then each be able to answer a question like, what did I learn that compels me to reflect, engage, build, and act upon long after the conference is over? Most helpful for our net community over our time together and beyond are your reflections and questions on presentations and discussions. Please use the question comment cards on your tables. We will collect these for response before each of the question and answer periods and for posting on our site. Equally important are your timely responses to the 4 focus questions on your experience as a net patient. It will be on your table this morning. We ask that you complete it as soon as possible so we can help our presenters get as close as possible to the patient issue. Seeing the range of responses will help us all better prepare for our discussions and visioning on suggested remedies as we move forward from what to so what to now what, and from what is to what might be. Also helpful is your completed program evaluation with suggestions for future conferences. This evaluation form is at the back of your binder. And we ask that you please leave these with us, with our executive, Maureen, Sylvia, Vernon, or myself, before you leave. We sincerely hope that you find this symposium to be enjoyable, personally meaningful, and practically relevant. And now, Dr. Sylvia Asa will chair and introduce our first session by Dr. Warner, an overview of NETS, the need for networks of expertise. The journey begins. Dr. Asa.